Everyone. Hi, Michelle. How's it going?
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
We are so happy to have you here. I'm sure it will take people just a second to jump on. But yeah, how's your day going so far?
It's going great. It's a beautiful day here outside of Boston.
Is that where you are? Cool.
Yep.
We're here in Utah. It's where Create Room is based. But yeah, I think I see some people hopping on. I haven't seen comments yet, but we've got at least 10 people watching. So
Awesome.
welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We're happy to have you here. Quick introduction. My name is Courtney. I'm here at the Create Room office. Have a couple of other Create Room people that will be joining today. And then our very special guest host is here as well, Michelle Heaton of Weekend Craft. We're seriously so happy to have you here. And I'm excited to learn about this craft. Really quickly, some guest etiquette. We can use that chat feature. So as you guys are hopping on, say hi and let us know where you're watching from. We've got some people already commenting from Utah, from Oklahoma. Kelbell says, hi, Michelle.
Hi,
Um,
Cowbell.
seems like everyone is joining from Facebook and YouTube, so we should be doing good. Overview of the event really quick as you guys are all hopping on. The first half is going to be a craft along hosted by Michelle. And then the second half of our live today, we'll get a DreamBox tour of Michelle's beautiful DreamBox. So if you don't already know, let's see, we've got a lot of people coming on from, we got New Jersey, Ohio, North Carolina, New Mexico. So watching from all over. Let me introduce you a little bit, Michelle, and then if you would help me fill in the blanks so we can get to know you even more. So Michelle is the founder and content creator of Weekend Craft. So if you haven't heard of Weekend Craft, it started 10 years ago, and it was a place to showcase your home and craft projects, right? That's what it started with. Specifically ones that could be done over a weekend.
Yes.
So, but then it's evolved over the years into a lifestyle and brand showing millions of people that you can craft a life you love.
Yeah. So my whole kind of essence of Weekend Craft is it started off for like the busy 9 to 5er that only had time to craft on the weekend. Specifically going into like DIY and crafts. And then, starting this 10 years ago, as I've kind of evolved, so has the blog and all of the content. So I bought my first house. So we've done home renovations. I started cooking a lot more. So I do a lot of like easy recipes. And then bringing it back to just like crafts, specifically cricket crafts I love. And I'm also like a really big glue enthusiast.
Very awesome. And you had mentioned when we were chatting earlier a little bit about your the travel side of Weekend Craft.
Yes.
You have a trip coming up next year that sounds really exciting that maybe some of these people would like to hear about.
Yeah. So my whole thing is I am single and in my 30s, and I want to see the world. I want to find people who would like to travel with me. So it seems like once you get into your 30s, 40s, retirement age, it's harder to find someone to go travel with you. So I've started these guided tours. I went to Italy this summer with I think there was like 24 of us. And then I'm hosting one to Ireland in the spring. And then I just last week launched a Christmas market tour. So it's going to be next December. And we're starting off in Germany and Munich. And then we're going to Salzburg, Austria, and then Vienna, Austria. And we're hitting like 5 or 6 Christmas markets along the way over 7 days.
Sounds like the trip of a lifetime for Christmas lovers and travel lovers alike.
It is my true bucket list trip.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing that you made it happen. And I'm sure a bunch of people are going to be happy that you're making it happen so they can go with you.
Yes.
I have a couple questions from the chat, and then we can get started with the craft along.
Yeah.
So first one is someone is like, was that glue enthusiast? She's curious. Did you say glue?
Glue. Yep.
Tell us about that.
So I am just passionate about finding the right glue for your specific project. And then also finding a lot of like non-toxic options for the crafts that you're doing. So you don't always have to grab, the smelliest one that you need a ventilator for. Like, there are some other great options out there. So I'm very much like there's usually a specific glue for the specific craft that you're doing for it to last you a long time rather than it falling apart like by the time you pull it out next year.
Okay, well, cool.
Yeah.
A couple people in the chat are just still saying hi and that they're getting their dream boxes soon. And then one
Yay!
question for you again from Kelbell is, can you make payments for this trip? Like, is there a
You
payment?
can.
Okay.
So there's 25% down due at signing, like at deposit. And then you have from now, I think it's 9 months out to pay it, or you can use a firm to do like a payment plan.
Mm-hmm. Well, awesome. Is there anything else you want to tell us about yourself before we get into the craft along?
I think we should just jump right in.
Let's do it. I may come in with some questions from the chat as we go, but I think we're ready.
Definitely. So I am a big Cricut crafter. So I'm going to be using my Cricut today, but this project could be done on a silhouette, a Caesar cutting machine, a Brother Scan and Cut, any kind of the die cutting machines that are out there. And I think you guys are going to drop a link. I have the SVG for the file as well. If you guys want to either craft along with me or make this, tonight or later. So we are going to be making these merry and bright acrylic ornaments. And then I also have this one here as well. I feel like a beauty influencer doing this. But so it is a layered ornament using these acrylic blanks. You can grab these on Amazon, or Michaels actually sells them now as well. And Michaels is like crazy sales right now on the Christmas home decor or Christmas craft stuff. So if we can switch to my down camera, awesome. So these are really easy to make. You're gonna see that your acrylic ornament blanks come with like this film on it. So I'm just using my weeding tool. And I'm gonna pull off one side. And the reason they do this is just so you don't get them scratched. And this is the tree that's in my actual craft room. So the colors I've been using on all of my ornaments that I've been DIYing is this color palette here. So I'm going to pull from these to make this ornament. And if you guys don't have a Cricut, you can also do this project just by, you can either draw out, I painted out a poinsettia here, or you could use a paint marker instead of vinyl. So this is a project that anyone can do. You don't need to have a Cricut. So I'm just grabbing a paintbrush and I'm using acrylic paint. This is just like a generic acrylic paint I got at Michael's. And this is kind of like a rough paint brush stroke look. I'm just adding a layer on here. I'm just using the width of my brush strokes. And you can go back in too. And you can see it's just gonna look like this. It's a bit rough, but that's the like hand-drawn, hand-painted look that we're going for. So I'm gonna let this dry. I usually do like 2 coats on them. I have pre-done a couple for us, so we don't have to wait for paint to dry.
That's smart.
It's like my TV moment. But I'm going to actually bring you guys into Cricut Design Space. Okay, so can you see my screen?
I can see it.
Okay.
Let's see. I'll verify that the chat can see it. I'm sure they can.
Great. So one thing to mention is that these Merry and Bright files are free. We should post the link in the chat. And then these Better Not Pout and Oh What Fun, these actually come from my SVG membership. So if you guys are looking for those, they are in there. But I figured if we're going to cut, might as well cut a couple. And if you're new to Cricut, if you're going to upload your own design, you do upload on the left-hand side here, and you can upload your image. But I already have mine uploaded. So I put them in here, and then I like to add a weeding box around my design. It just makes it easier to weed. It's just personally a preference of how I do it. And I'm going to click make. Let me just move my camera here. Okay, if we want to switch to my, there we go. There we go. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I am using just a adhesive vinyl on here. And I am going to set my machine to cut. Oops, let me just select the vinyl. Okay, so I'm loading in my mat. And so this is the Maker 3. So it is measuring to make sure I have the right mat in there. And then it's going to double check that I have the right tool in, which I do. And this will just take a little bit to cut.
We have a question from the Facebook chat. Someone's wondering if it's just a cut box around the design. She hasn't done it before.
Yes, so all I do is I draw a square around the design and then I attach it to it. And I like doing it when I'm using adhesive vinyl because especially like if you're doing like a larger project to weed, having all that excess vinyl around, it can stick to your design. It just makes it like, it gives you control when you're weeding.
That's really smart.
Yeah. I've had too many, I used to make a lot of signs because I used to sell in a shop. I've had too many instances when the vinyl would get caught on another piece of vinyl and snag it. Yeah. And you're like, dang, I gotta cut it again.
We've got people saying thank you for the SVGs.
Oh, you are welcome.
Super helpful. So do you have some sort of a membership, right, with all of your designs?
I do. So I run a monthly membership. You get 8 to 10 SVG files a month. Usually it's more like 10 to 15. And it has an exclusive Facebook group. I go live and do craft nights like this in the Facebook group. You can ask me any sort of question you guys have. And all the design, you have access to all the designs I've ever done. So it basically gives you access to like hundreds of my SVG files.
Right, a whole library of designs, basically. Yep. Cool.
Yeah, so we're going on our 3rd year, I think, of having this membership. So there are a ton of files.
Cool.
Yeah, and I did do a code.
Yeah.
So if you use the code Create Room, you can get 30% off of your membership for your lifetime of your membership.
Yeah. And I'm going to send that link in the chat. Oh, you already did it. We already got that link sent out, actually. So if you guys are interested in checking out her SVG membership, There's a link in the chat for that. It is still
And
updating.
we're actually going to give one away today.
Yes. At the end of the show, at the end of the live video, someone will get a free one. So we'll stay tuned for that for sure.
Yeah, so make sure that you are active in the comments so we can pick one of you guys to win a membership.
Cool. Erica is saying, "Hey, Michelle."
Hey, Erica.
One question from Ashley Wiggins is, can she create this project with her Cricut Joy?
Oh, you definitely can.
Okay.
Okay, in theory, I maybe didn't need to cut 4 of these. I'm like, if I'm going to cut, I'm going to use the whole piece of vinyl. I'm like, no scrap left behind.
Yes, it is like that. We've got someone watching from Australia. Everyone's excited about the giveaway for a membership. They say it would be awesome.
Yay. I love that we have people watching from Australia. There is a big Cricut community out there, a big craft community.
Yeah. Helen, to answer your question, we are also live on YouTube as well, if you would like to join from there. Oh, we've got someone watching from New Zealand. A question for you, Michelle, is do you ever use your scrapped vinyl for a different project?
Oh, I do. I have an entire bin in my DreamBox that is just scraps. So scrap paper, scrap iron-on, and scrap vinyl. I save everything.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, I mean, supplies add up. So, like, you got to use your scrap.
They do. Another
okay,
question.
Done cutting. Yeah.
Sorry, is this a regular cut or a fine cut that you're doing?
Well, it's using the fine point blade.
Okay.
If that's what they're asking.
It must be.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Katina ask that. So Katina, if that doesn't answer the question, let us know and we can ask her again.
Okay, I don't want to make anyone dizzy, but I'm going to bring you back over here. Okay, let me just... We'll go ahead and weed this. Okay, and you'll see how I do the weeding boxes here. You see how that gives you now 4 individual pieces? Also makes it a lot easier if you just want, like, I also teach classes sometimes, so I may pre-cut things and just makes it easier for me to cut them all up as well. Okay, so this is my hook tool. I am just pulling this back. I have to say, I changed my blade like 2 days ago. And let me tell you the difference between changing your blade and then weeding. It is so much better.
Well, people are asking, they've joined late and don't see the SVG files. We will add them again in the chat for you, Dawn. And then you can copy that link over to get the files.
Okay. So this one I did not show you guys before, but it's Oh What Fun. I don't have this one on my tree yet, so. Oops.
That is so cute. Question from Facebook, how often do you change out your the blade?
Not as often as I should. I go probably, I don't know, like 6-7 months, and I craft almost daily.
Okay.
I am known for, like, I will ball up a piece of tinfoil and like sharpen my blade.
Huh.
So I'm very resourceful when it comes to my materials.
Barbara is wondering if you have a tutorial on putting your designs into a weeding box.
I don't think I do, but I can make one.
Okay.
If she checks over on my Facebook, I'll do a quick video for that.
Okay.
Then I'll do one more of these. I'm gonna do a Merry and Bright one since that's the SVG I'm giving away.
Helene is wondering if you just use those weeding boxes on your smaller intricate cuts, or do you usually have one even if it's bigger?
I do it when it's bigger as well. Let me show you. When I'm doing a bigger design, I also cut like as I'm going. So it doesn't, because a lot of the times when you're doing these bigger projects that are more detailed, you will end up like your vinyl can hit this and then pull it up. So if you cut as you go or fold into each other, then you won't end up like catching it on something. That makes sense.
That's smart. Honestly, I know you can't see the chat, but many people are serious about the tutorial and would love to have
Great.
that weeding box tutorial.
Yeah, if you
Is there a
we can
send a link?
craft. Yeah, that would be great.
Okay, let's see.
And then tonight I'll just do a quick screen capture for you guys of how I do it. And this design is a hand-lettered design that we did in Procreate and converted it into an SVG. So it's actually hand-lettered.
A couple of people are wondering what kind of vinyl you're using.
So this is just Cricut removable vinyl, just because I wanted a matte look. But you could use Oracle 651 or 631, or Tech Wrap is also a great vinyl resource.
Very cool. Teresa, to answer your question, we will be touring Michelle's DreamBox after the craft along. So just towards the second half of this video, we will get to see it, which I'm also really excited for.
Okay, so I'm going to show you guys, just to move this along, I'm going to add some transfer tape to this design. So I like this transfer tape. It's from HTV Ront. You can grab it on Amazon. I like that it's gridded. I like that it's a smaller roll for like these smaller projects. And basically what transfer tape is, or transfer paper, is just essentially like a film or sticker. And I'm placing it right over the design here. And you see like I pulled some of it off and kept some of it on, and then I'm just going to release it onto there. And I like to weed on my mat just so it's not like moving everywhere. And then I'm using a scraper tool to just get this to adhere to the transfer tape. Okay. Now I've already done this for a couple of the designs. So here's the Merry and Bright one. And I'm going to turn it over. I'm just going to find a corner that I can peel.
Uh-oh. I think I pushed
Oh,
it.
can you guys see me?
I think it just barely went off. That was my bad. 1 second.
I'll give me a second to get the corner of this.
I think we're back.
Okay. Okay, good. So I'm just peeling from behind on this, and I'm just making sure that the iron-on is sticking to that transfer tape, or not the iron-on, the adhesive vinyl.
And so Heath is wondering if that makes the mat less sticky over time using that transfer tape.
No, because the transfer tape doesn't touch the mat. It only touches the backer of your
Of the vinyl?
Of the vinyl, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm saying I like this transfer tape, but I don't know if this is because I did this yesterday or what. It's giving me trouble today. Okay, here we go.
So as you're getting that off, I'm curious about what it was that made you get into crafting.
Yeah, so I've always been a creative person. I have a background in graphic design and photography, and I would say like my mom was our Girl Scout leader. She was super into crafting, easy crafts. She was a quilter. This transfer tape is giving me some issues today. Let me switch over to one of the designs we just did.
Okay.
Let's see. Here we go. This is what always, like, the liability of doing this live.
We get to see the real process.
Not the sped up. And I will say I did this a couple days ago, so I'm wondering if that's affecting the stickiness of this, me just trying to be overly prepared.
Right.
But anyway, so I started off in the craft fair kind of circuit, and then I started selling at a shop. I was refinishing furniture. This is right after I came back from grad school, and I was just trying to like find something while I was looking for a job.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up starting a blog because everyone was asking me how I was refinishing the furniture. So it just kind of like naturally happened. And then I enjoyed the process of teaching more than actually selling at like craft fairs or in a shop.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have that weeded and transferred. And then we're pulling off our kind of protectant on our acrylic ornament. So we are going to place our design down. And I am just using that scraper tool. And then I am pulling back the transfer tape. Now, usually transfer tape is a bit easier to use than this, so. Okay. So you could leave it like this, but what I like to do is I'm a little bit extra. I like to add a gold leafing to it. So what we're going to do is you can use like a Mod Podge, or I'm using this multi-purpose adhesive spray, but I'm not going to use it as a spray. I just like that this one from Beacon actually is very thin. So it's like perfect to use on acrylic. I'm just gonna pour a little bit in my paint palette. And we're gonna flip this over. I'm gonna grab my brush here. And I am just going to add some of that adhesive to the back of this.
And this is on the side with the paint, right?
Yes, on the side with paint.
And where did you buy these the ornament things?
These ones specifically are from Michael's.
Okay.
You can also grab them on Amazon or Etsy. And then if you guys have never used gold foil, it is so thin. Like if you breathe on it, it is going to fly away. So I'm just using some tweezers, or you can use your hands. I'm adding it on there. It comes in like these sheets, and I just kind of pull them apart. You can use it, so you can use your fingers.
That is so cool. Everyone's loving it. Connie says, I'm learning so much.
Oh,
TTS
yay.
is never going to buy new ornaments again. She's just going to make them like this.
Yes, I am known for making gift tags that are ornaments, and I just tie them on with a ribbon. Also, if you guys are hosting the holidays, you could put people's names on it for like place cards.
That is so cute, so smart. Someone's wondering, is gold leaf expensive in that form?
No, because it's not real gold.
It's not real gold.
I can show you when we go into my DreamBox. I have silver and rose gold. I'm extra. I like adding it to projects. It was probably like $10 or $12 for 3 of these bigger containers here. And this, I have had this for maybe 3 or 4 years, and I use it all the time, and it's still like this.
Wow.
So, yeah. So it lasts a long time. If you guys are into polymer clay at all, it's fun to add to your clay slabs. And you can just you can take a dry brush to it and then kind of pat it down or break it up to make it look a little bit more organic.
That's cool.
And then we flip it around.
So cute.
Yeah, and we could add more, less, whatever you guys want. And then it will dry and it will have more of an appearance like this gold here.
Everyone loves it. Angela says she's always been afraid of using gold leaf, but not anymore. So.
Oh yeah, no, just grab like a thin glue or a Mod Podge. I always say Mod Podge wrong. And it's super easy to use. And if you guys are into polymer clay, it's so awesome with polymer clay. I can't even say that enough.
Very cool. As you were talking about showing us the rest of your gold and mentioned the DreamBox, it got me thinking, like, when did you get your DreamBox? What's the story there?
Yeah, so I got my DreamBox in, what was it, July? It was right when the DreamBox 2 came out. So it was like end of June, beginning of July. And then I really spent my time putting it together and personalizing it.
Cool.
Awesome. Yeah, so I got the pre-built one, And then I assembled it all myself once I got the pre-built one. And then I went ahead and I did the wallpaper in it. I did all the custom covers. And then I spent a good like week and a half just getting it all really organized.
Well, very cool. So pretty recently you got it then.
Hmm.
That's awesome. How have you liked it?
So I love it. I am not naturally an organized person. And I am so I recently moved my craft studio out of my home into an actual studio space. So we're in an old mill building here. It's like 200 years old. We have about 800 square feet, and it's just a room. Like there is no closets there. We had to bring in all the storage. So as soon as I came into the space, I was like, I need a DreamBox. I am getting a DreamBox. And so this used to be 7 or 8 IKEA Kallax bookshelves is everything that fits into my DreamBox. So I went from like my basement storage to putting everything in here.
Oh, that's
So I can actually see the chat now. I leave mine open the majority of the time, just because I have the space for it. I was telling Desi, like, I wish that I got this when I was in my house because my office was my guest room. And if I had gotten this for my guest room, it just would have been so much easier being able to close it up when like my nieces and nephews stay over all the time, versus what I was doing.
yes. And do you leave it open most of the time, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just easier. For me, it's like it's open when I either at the end of the night, like workday, or at the end of the week, I like reset it. And I can show you guys, I have zoned my dream box. So what's the best way? Do you want me to just walk you guys through it with this view here? And then I can come in with my other camera to show you the wallpaper after?
Yeah, maybe we'll make your screen the whole screen so we can see it a little better and you can show us the zones and then maybe we can go a little closer with the other camera.
Okay.
Oh yeah, cute.
That good. Okay, I'll bring this camera with me. So for me, I am a big Cricut crafter. So I do Cricut crafts, I do rhinestones, I do sublimation. So my biggest thing for me was, where does all my Cricut stuff belong? So on the left hand, see my left, so the left hand side here is mostly Cricut. So I have all of my paper is in this top section here. I do have it organized by color. I also have like specialty papers from Cricut, like the foil papers, and then it all goes into my iron-on and vinyl. So from here down is all iron-on. I have all of my smart vinyl iron-on and infusible ink on the doors. And then on this side here, it goes into specialty materials. So I cut a lot of basswood. So I have a few drawers of basswood, felt, Cricut cards, and then it goes into some sublimation materials. And then up here, I have all of my rhinestones. So these are like scatter mixes. These are like my more small, fine rhinestone mixes. And then going up here is more sublimation supplies. So like my artistry sublimation markers and sublimation paint. And then in my small cubbies here, or drawers, I have like my Tombow markers for when I'm doing hand lettering. I have Cricut infusible ink. And then, like I said, I love glue. This is all different glue sticks. So I have these divided up, and I have like fun glitter glue sticks, neon glue sticks for my hot glue guns. And then I keep my Cricuts in here full time. So my Maker 3, which I probably use the most, sits on the desk below. Then I have my Explore 3, my Joy Extra, and my mug press as well. And then I do a little bit with fabric. So I have my fabric up here. I usually do stuff with like, what do you call these, fat quarters. So I have 2 of the bins up there for that. And then just underneath, I have some overflow of like sublimation mugs. I have my mold press there from We Are Memory Keeper. My sewing machine is usually down there as well, but my sister just borrowed it. And then I use the side cubbies here for my extra cutting mats and like my paper trimmers. And then I have all my glue displayed on the door and all of my tools hanging as well.
It's beautiful.
And then, like I was saying before, I keep all my leafing in here. So these are the other 2 colors that I have. But let me bring you guys closer so you can see the wallpaper.
We have one question. They're wondering if you'd ever change up how you organize it.
So I think I have a bit changed it up, like just seeing how it works for me. But mostly I think it's functional right now. But if I ever got into a different hobby, I think I would change it up. So this is the peel and stick wallpaper that I used. It's like a nice, fun, bright color. I felt like my DreamBox was a little too white since my walls in here are white, and we have very tall ceilings. I think they're like 15 or so feet. And then I added all of the covers here.
Yeah, would you mind showing how those work? We've got some people curious about the paper going in there.
So I just cut these on my Cricut. This one might have a glue dot. Get an easier one to pull out. So all they are a piece of like, I think I did 80-pound cardstock. And I have the templates for these. You guys can link to my YouTube, and in the description, there is a template for these covers, and you can cut them with your die cutting machine. And then they just slide right in. And then I usually put a glue dot right in the corner to keep them in place. And then I have the DreamBox 2, and I opted to get the extra shelf on it so I could store another Cricut machine. And then I have the double crown. So I love this because it gives me a great lighting situation when I'm working at the desk here.
Yeah.
And then I have all my fun things over here, all my glitter, my washi tape, some trim pieces, and then my infusible inks.
How many rolls of vinyl could you fit into one of those large totes, do you think?
So I have 7 in here right now. You could probably go too high on it.
Cool.
So 14.
Yeah, it seems all the DreamBoxes always fit more than you'd think.
Yes. I will say the smart materials need to go on the door.
Because they're taller.
Just for how they fit. Yeah. If you're keeping them in the boxes that they came in. So, anything else they want to see?
Let's see. And you said you got the pre-built assembly, right?
Yes. And then I assembled it myself if anyone has any questions. And then I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek of this because I just made it before we went live. Look at this cute ornament. So Michael's had these, they're like almost like little terrariums. It's a cork bottom. And I made myself like a little gingerbread house, a village in there.
That's beautiful. Did you make those garlands too?
I didn't. I bought these and then I made the pom-poms and I marbled all of the glass ornaments.
Wow.
And then I did like, so I'm just about done with this. I have to add ribbon and a few more ornaments. But I did like, I love to paint, so I did some paint brushes and stuff in there too, just to be a little bit more fun.
Oh, so cool. I think we have a few more questions just before we head into the giveaway. Let's see.
Sure. Do we want to switch my
Yes,
camera
see you.
so I don't make you guys dizzy? Okay.
So do you feel like the taupe covers kind of inhibit you from knowing where everything is, or do you just know?
I just know. Once you start like putting things away, you know where it is. For me, I didn't like the visual of seeing everything in there just because as a content creator, like if we were talking right now, my background, you could see everything in it. It wouldn't look as clean.
Yeah. Someone was wondering, like, was it really heavy to carry into your house? Did you set it up alone? Did you have help?
Okay, so the pre-built one, I am team pre-built, like all the way, because when you take it out of the crate, it has wheels on it. And those wheels, like it was me and my friend Renee here, and we got everything up here, no problem. We wheeled it, we picked up what we had to pick up, and it was like I was anxious about it, and we really didn't need to be.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well,
our delivery driver was also amazing.
Oh, that's cool. I think just to answer a few questions about dimensions of the DreamBox, I believe it's 9 inches from side to side, if it not 9 inches, 9 feet
9 feet
wide when it's fully open, but you can also close it or like bring it in around you.
Yeah, so my friend Angie from Angie Cottage Chic, she has hers in her room kind of like this. Mm-hmm. So she sits here and these are more around her.
Yeah. And what about?
And then also with the new Dream.
Oh yeah, show us the table.
I was gonna say with the table on this one, I like that it doesn't have the legs. And then all of this is modular when you're putting it together. So for me, I like everything kind of asymmetrical. So I did the totes all the way down. But you can kind of customize the shelving and everything however you want, which is really nice. So I might change that over time. I will say one of my favorite things is I have some extra totes. So when I'm prepping projects or like if I'm working on 5 projects at once, I take the totes and I have everything in there by project. So I'm not like losing things all over the place. And then I usually will put them on the desk and then grab them when I need them.
Incredible. Well, thank you so much for showing us your DreamBox and of course also for the craft along. That was amazing. I'm thinking we could maybe head into the giveaway if you're ready for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Some people missed what it was when we mentioned it earlier. So did you want to tell us about the giveaway item?
Yeah, sure. So I have an SVG membership. So if you guys have a die cutting machine, my membership gives you 8 to 10 SVGs a month. Usually it's more. You get access to hundreds of cut files. And then we have an exclusive Facebook group where you can ask questions. We go live in there occasionally and do projects like we've done today. And we also have a code. So if you don't win, if you use the code CreateRoom, you get 30% off of the membership if you guys wanted to join.
Yes. And then the way that they can enter is we're going to have everyone comment your favorite holiday craft, and then we'll select a random winner from those comments. So anyone who is here in the chat, let us know what your favorite holiday craft is. As they're doing that, I had one question just kind of about you, Michelle. So you mentioned you had a background in graphic design and photography. Are those, someone was curious about, is that what you studied in college, was graphic design?
Yep. So I have an undergrad in graphic design and then my master's in design management.
Wow, very cool. Very cool. And you can see the chat now, right? With all of these comments coming through.
Yep.
Yeah, wreath made.
I want to know how Colette's making stained glass ornaments.
Yeah, that sounds like we need a tutorial on that one too.
Yeah.
As everyone is getting their entries in, I think I'll just let you guys know about some pretty exciting stuff coming up this week at Create Room. We have our Christmas sale, which is starting on Friday. So you'll want to make sure you're on our text list or our emails so that you are first to know about when the sale starts and what is on sale. And if you use Michelle's code, which we will add after the comments all come through, we'll add the code. You'll get a free
just weekend craft.
Weekend craft. Okay, super easy to remember. Weekend craft. You'll get a free tool cubby with your purchase. So I also, while you guys are here, want to show you the new Crafters Caddy that we have. Sorry, don't want to make you dizzy either. But if you followed Create Room for a while, you know that we had a Crafters Caddy that was gray, and now we have this one that is super cute and kind of like a beige color. Anyways, that will be part of our sale. The first 100 people to buy a DreamBox will receive that free Crafters Caddy, brand new. So we're super excited about that.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Okay. I'm excited to get one.
Ooh, I think we have our giveaway winner. So drum roll, please. Let's see, just as a hint, this person said that they like making snowman globes, and their name is Pam Gibson. So congratulations.
Yay, Pam!
So you will be getting that free membership to Weekend Crafts SVG membership, which is so cool. And so even if you didn't win though, do you want to just tell them, Michelle, how they can still get access to that?
Sure. So if you go on to weekendcraft.com and you click on the top right, it will say membership, and you can join right in there. I think Katie can drop a link as well too, and use code Create Room, and that'll give you 30% off your membership for the lifetime of your membership.
Yes, perfect. We will drop that in the chat just so everyone can still get your SVG file membership. I think that is all that we had, but I did just want to say thank you to everyone who came out from our Facebook and YouTube, and also from Weekend Crafts Facebook group. It's so fun to do these events and just remember why, I don't know, crafting is just so fun and can bring together so many people. If you want to watch this back, or you just want to, if you missed a part, this will be posted on the Create Room events page for later viewing. But Michelle, I did also want to say thank you to you. This has been so fun, and you did a great job.
This was great. I love doing this, and I think if you guys can bring a little handmade and craftiness into your holiday season, either for gifts or your own decor, I think it just makes it so much more special.
I agree. And where can everyone find you on socials?
I am at Weekend Craft across everything. I'm probably most active over on Instagram and Facebook, but I have been putting out weekly videos over on YouTube like the past 2 months, and if you guys want to get like more in depth on the DreamBox or on any of your machines, that is a great place to go over and check me out.
Perfect. Well, thank you again, Michelle, and happy holidays to you and everyone watching as well.
You too. It was so great being on here.
We'll see you later.